Thank you for joining me. This is Jasmine with Ethereal Pathways. I'm going to do a channel collective message, and already I have been getting some signs, some knowledge to pass on, and just some things coming in, messages. So, as I was preparing and started shuffling my deck after I cleared the space with some prayers and some Palo Santo, I heard the name Ellie. That may resonate with somebody. Again, as I always say, take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't for somebody else because there will be messages, for different people when I give signs of confirmation things. But if you're pulled to this messages, doesn't matter when I post it. It was for a reason. So there's probably going to be a message in here for you. So, but I heard the name Ellie, and then lavender is important. That came up. And when I think of the color you know what? That came up. That came up. Lilac came up in yesterday, that last reading. And I think that was posted. What was that posted this morning on Sunday? So this is going to be from Monday's reading that I'm recording this for. So, but lavender is important for somebody. So I think you might need to look into getting lavender fragrances or lavender, maybe the flowers or the essence. I looked up what that means because what was crazy is, Spirit and God always gives you signs a lot of times right in front of you, right? And we get so used to seeing those things, we just don't always see them right away. But as you are connecting more with your intuition, getting used to that, you'll start seeing them more and more often right in front of you, like a billboard. And I got on my computer to, get Riverside, the platform pulled up, and my Microsoft background, the desktop background changed to the lavender fields. And I wish I could take a picture of this for you guys. It's like fields of these rows of lavender. And that's a sign. I just intuitively knew that was a sign. Now, number one that comes to me is the color, right? Purple is crown chakra, right? So, for those of you who know a little bit more about the chakra systems, that's related to, connectedness to all things, tranquility, peace, things like that. So I looked up what lavender means because I've never looked this up before. It says lavender symbolizes peace, purification, and that's been coming out a lot lately, right? That was 2 messages ago I posted 2 days ago. And spiritual awareness and emotional balance, serving as a bridge to inner calm and higher consciousness. That higher consciousness, crown chakra. Oh, I just got goosebumps. So that's a sign of confirmation. It says it's widely considered regarded as a symbol of peace and serenity, helping to calm the mind and the soul during stressful or turbulent times. A lot of you, it's been coming out a lot in my readings here lately. A lot of you going through, deaths and new beginnings in your life, like endings and new beginnings of karmic cycles and lessons that you're learned and new lessons, is right. New shift in your life, whether it be job, relationships, whatever it is. And, that's a lot of the astrology of this year is speaking to that. That's like the movement that we're seeing with the heavens, signs in the heavens and signs on the earth, right? We're seeing it take, place in our own 3D lives now. These changes are affecting us, not just emotionally and internally, where we're questioning our belief systems and maybe even family dynamics and, what feels right and resonates for us, but we're also, taking action now. It's not just sitting in your feelings and contemplating and being a visionary. Now, we're being, pushed into the action this year. The Chinese year of the fire horse, that's action, that's freedom, setting yourself free, getting that independence. And then you're getting the resilience from that fire horse to work through these obstacles to get yourself free, right? Set yourself free, do that inner work to let go of these limiting, maybe negative mind beliefs, about yourself and what you're worth and what you can do, what your abilities are, whatever. That's been coming out a lot in my readings. But I was just popped up a message, a YouTube video popped up on my feed. And when I clicked on it, I started hearing it. And this woman, she practices astrology. She was talking how Neptune moved into Aries this year. And so I looked that up because I didn't know what that meant. I'm still learning more a lot about astrology myself, but I feel guided to look up all this stuff because I see like so many synchronicities between what is coming out in my readings and what is in the astrology going on month by month. And it's so interesting to see that correlation. But I'm going to share this with you guys. So, the spiritual significance of Neptune and Aries means a 13-year period of pioneering spiritual vision, courage, and the drive to act on your dreams without waiting for perfect clarity. Neptune, the plane of dreams, intuition, spirituality, and idealism, enters Aries, the sign of beginnings, courage, and self assertion, creating a unique, sorry, probably forgot to put my mic here. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Oops. And can y'all hear me okay? I hope so. I forgot to move my mic in place here. So it says, where was I? Encourages individuals in society to trust. Okay, no. Okay. Enters a sign of beginnings. See, beginnings right there. Courage and self-assertion, creating a unique blend of faith-driven action and visionary energy. This transit, it's no wonder that a lot of us are turning to different belief systems, right? We're questioning what we've been believing, what we were raised with and taught as, our faith or, traditions, anything like that. We're questioning things, but a lot of it is spirituality. I'm getting goosebumps. A lot of it is our spiritual beliefs, right? What we believe religiously and our spiritual beliefs is being questioned. And again, there's no judgment, whatever you believe. It's all being questioned right now. And then we're being guided to do that. And it's basically, I think that a lot of people are looking for answers in spirituality or whatever, they're questioning everything. But it says, unique blend of faith-driven action and visionary energy. And it lasts from January 26, 2026. Look at that. 1/26/26. 26. I've been picking up 26 as a number synchronicity too. That's strange. I'll have to look that angel number up and see what that means. It does last until 2039, by the way, this Neptune and Aries. Encourages individuals and society to trust their instincts, pursue ideals boldly, and embody their visions, even amid uncertainty, moving away from the passive idealism in Neptune and Pisces. Okay, what else? Psychological effects. Okay. Neptune and Aries can blur old self-concepts, promoting a softening and reshaping of your identity. Labels and certainties may no longer fit, encouraging personal growth through courage and surrender. Yes, that has been what's coming out a lot in my readings, Surrender that need to control. Let go of that and surrender it to the divine, to God. It says, creativity and inspiration fosters a deep well of creativity, inspiring innovative ideas and artistic expression. Courage and initiative. Individuals are called to take proactive steps towards their dreams, blending empathy with bold action, and emphasizes spiritual courage and resilience. And that's what's been coming out a lot by readings. So I love getting these signs and synchronicities from spirit that my readings have been spot on. A lot of the information that I've been getting and channeling through in my messages has been spot on. And I love getting this confirmation after the fact. It says in relationships, Neptune and Aries influences how one relates to others, often shifting self-perception. That's us limiting mind beliefs, right? Who we think we were in the past of, maybe thinking we weren't worthy of real love, or thinking that, we're limiting ourselves in our job or whatever it is, or thinking we need to keep the peace and not speak up for ourselves, whatever it is, right? We've been now being pushed to change those perceptions about who we thought we were, right? And we're being challenged to grow and move past those limiting mind belief patterns. And it says, depending on social context, highlighting the need for grounding and purpose. So that's a lot of what's been coming out too, is that grounding, that big time grounding, keeping yourself grounded through the ebbs and flows, these ups and downs and these emotions, and all these shifts and changes in your personal identity and your spiritual beliefs. That's what's really big going on right now, especially this year. And so you're being asked to stay grounded, do your breath work when you're feeling a little overwhelmed or, chaotic or unbalanced. Lavender, work with, your essential oils or your fragrances, whatever, these plants, they were there for a reason, okay? It creates a vibration, okay? And it assists you. These things are here for a reason. These stones and plants are here for a reason. So, we need to use them if we're guided to. So it's just really interesting to see, these things. And one of the other things it says here, I'm going to share this real quick, then I'll move forward in the reading. Internal conflicts. Individuals may experience inner tension between idealism and action, or struggle with impatience and impulsivity. So watch out for that. Because that fire horse, that's fire. That's that like fire energy, action. If you're a fire sign, you're really feeling it probably this year. But, that impulsivity and acting without being grounded first and having kind of a sense of a plan in a sense, like in a way, and we're being guided to watch out for that impulsivity where we just jump into action without thinking things through, go off half cocked, so to speak. So you're being, because you could hurt people as well. You don't, a lot of people don't mean to do that, but yeah. And it also says power dynamics. There's a potential for cult-like influence or misuse of idealistic energy, requiring discernment and ethical grounding. Again, that grounding is coming in really big. The transit encourages integrating intuition with decisive action, fostering personal empowerment and spiritual maturity. It says Neptune in Aries is the transformative transit that blends vision, courage, and action, urging both individuals and society as a whole to manifest their dreams, embrace spiritual leadership, and pioneer new paths. It is a time to trust your instincts, act on ideals, and navigate uncertainty with creativity and resilience, marking a generational shift in how courage, imagination, and spirituality are expressed. And I just got goosebumps all over my body. So I hope that gave some of you some insight into, why are you getting some of these changes in your life? Like, why are you, is everybody going through this right now? That shows right there, signs in the heavens and signs in the earth, signs in the 3D in your life. We're all going through this collectively and individually. Okay. So nobody's alone in this. We're all kind of going through these big shifts, and you're being asked to stay grounded. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, I'm trying to connect, and there's something trying to come through here. I just heard mortuary. Somebody may be associated with a mortuary. Maybe you're a mortician or you work in one. Oh, somebody might see a lot of lavender in a mortuary. I guess you would think, maybe. I don't know. Because, you see a lot of flowers. I never thought about that. What else, Spirit? Is there any other messages that need to come through for the collective at this time? I just got the name Stephanie again. That came out the other day. I'll write that down. And I heard something about a goose, a gray goose again. That came out about a week ago, I think. Again, these are, take what resonates for you. You can look up the spiritual meaning of a gray goose. And it was very telling. Actually, when I looked it up after that reading that it came out in, like, I don't know how long ago, it was a week or something like ago. It matched with this message that came through. So it was really interesting. Thank you, Spirit, for signs of confirmation for the collective. What do they need to know at this time to assist them on their ascension journey and learning how to trust their own intuition? Spirit, signs of confirmation. This is I don't know why, but koi fish, this is what that was, but this is now coming out. Koi fish may be significant. Maybe look up the spiritual meaning of koi fish, or maybe you like koi fish, or that means something for somebody. Okay. Again, take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't for somebody else. I heard somebody has been holding back their love, just came through. Okay. Their love and feelings. That's been coming out a lot. Like almost every reading, just about like lately. So that's very heavy in the collective right now. I'm connecting with. Oops. Spirit, what else do you have? Mayday? I'm going to write it down. Mayday. May mean something for somebody. What is the name of this flower? It starts with a C, and I don't know what this is. I might look it up. Spirit, how you spell this? Let's see what this is. It starts with a C. It's some kind of flower. It starts with a C, and it's not cactus flower. It's something else. I'm hoping it'll come to me in more clarity. Like, wow, oh wow, okay. This is something else that came to me when I was looking for this flower. It started with C. There's a cardinal flower. That made me something. Cardinals came out yesterday in the reading as a sign or synchronicity for somebody that their passed on loved ones were trying to send messages through cardinals. But as I was looking up for this other sea flower, it says cardinal flower is striking red blooms that attract hummingbirds may be significant for you as a sign or synchronicity from spirit. So that's something else maybe that came through for somebody else. I'll write the cardinal flower down. Attracts hummingbirds. If the name of that flower comes to me, I'll let you know. It's not like carnation. I don't know. It's weird. It's okay. I'm gonna move on because I will sit here and look up stuff forever if I don't stop and move on. Okay, because I will get like hyper fixated on something when I'm trying to learn something or look it up, and I don't like doing that. So especially during these because they can get dragged out. Okay, Spirit. What else? Any other signs of confirmation you have for people? I got February yesterday, and February is coming through again as being significant, either for somebody or something happened in February, maybe for you. I'm going to write that down. I'm actually going to look up something. I'm being guided to look up something else. Okay. February 26th is a month of powerful astrological shifts featuring a Leo full moon. Uranus, some of you may resonate as have Leo in your chart prominently, or Aries. Wow. So featuring a Leo full moon, Uranus turning direct, Saturn entering Aries, and a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, all signaling personal growth, social opportunities, and transformative beginnings. So that's what has been coming out so heavy lately in these readings, is that death and rebirth, that endings and new beginnings of karmic cycles and cycles in your life. So yeah, or maybe a bunch of you had things that occurred in February. Wow, that's interesting. So you can read on more about that. But there's something about February coming through again. Yeah. Yeah, intuition, emotional awareness with the sun entering Pisces on February 18th. Intuition and emotional sensitivity are heightened. Creative and spiritual practices can provide grounding. Oh, okay. So some of you, that's been coming out too. I just got goosebumps, sign of confirmation. So some of you, a lot of what I've been getting for this collective is the messages that have been coming through has been about you moving forward using your intuition and for your life purpose, right? A lot of you, maybe twin flames, and you're guided into, help teach the collective and wake them up spiritually, and going into a spiritual practice of some sort, or using your creative skills to move towards that, right, with that in mind of assisting the collective and sharing your artistic talents to do so, whatever it is. It could even just be communicating, right, like what I'm doing. But that's been coming out a lot. So sign of synchronicity or of importance there for somebody. But I feel like maybe somebody's also had some things happen in February for them, or maybe you have a birthday in February. What else, spirit? I just heard light pole. And with that, I'm getting, light pole lights the path, right? You're the road ahead of you. Or, if you're walking and after dark, it lights that path. So some of you that is what you're doing. That came out the other day in a reading, was some of you are light bearers for the collective, right? You are like lighthouses for the ships, the seafaring ships, to know, don't go this way, don't go that way. You're help guiding people into their spiritual ascension journey, because a lot of people in collective humanity right now that haven't already gotten where we're at, they're now being woke up. And so we're being guided into that leadership role, spiritually speaking, of guiding collective of humanity into their ascension journey, learning about intuition, learn how to trust themselves and remove, giving all your power away to others, and only believe in everything you've been told instead of going within to find the answers, right? And following your own intuition and your connection with the divine. You're teaching people to go to themselves, to set themselves free, right? Of those limiting mind belief patterns, I mean, whatever it is, religious beliefs. Everybody's questioning all that stuff right now. And so, this is just a sign of confirmation that some of you, that is what's been coming out in the readings, are moving into that leadership role, and you're doing that. Your light poles for a collective of humanity, lighting the way, lighting the path to inner healing, inner growth, and spirituality, and connecting with the divine within them. Just like Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's all there. Greater things than these shall you do. You know, I don't know if you guys can see my cheeks got I guess I'm channeling this fire energy. My cheeks just got so hot out of nowhere. And I'm feeling like what I was feeling yesterday in the reading, where at the end, I was connecting with this masculine, and not just the masculine, but the divine feminine as well. The sacral chakra energy. Let's just put it that way. The sensual energy, the creative energy is coming through really heavy right now. So, and I'm probably picking up on that through this reading channeling. So again, the need to stay grounded through that, by creating. That's what it's talking about. That you create with this energy. I said that yesterday in that last message. Create with this energy. Create to regulate. I just got create to regulate. Otherwise, you'll be overactive chakra, and you'll get into a little bit more of the more toxic, self-pleasuring. And I'm not saying that's toxic or anything. I'm talking about like to the nth degree. Like you'll go into like addictions and things. You don't want to do that. So we want to keep that balanced and regulated as much as possible and grounded. So, and to do that, it's saying create with that energy. Okay. Sandra, the name Sandra just came through. I just got an interesting other name, Solera, or I don't know. Solera, maybe somebody resonate with that. So I don't know if that's a car or if that's a name or whatever. Again, take it as it resonates. Seeing the color red. That red stands for passion too. So in a sense, blue jays may be significant. Maybe you're seeing a lot of blue jays all of a sudden. I also heard Toronto Blue Jays, so I don't know. Maybe that'll resonate for somebody. I am seeing a snow-capped mountain. Hearing some kind of, I don't know if this is a city. I just heard Warsaw. It was something Saw is what I was hearing. And I just heard Warsaw. I don't know if that's a place. Kind of makes me want to look it up now, just because sometimes I question what I hear, and I would like to know myself, like, what is this? I'm gonna look it up. So there is a Warsaw, Indiana. Interesting. Huh. There's also Warsaw, Poland. Okay, anyway, take it as it resonates. That I just was curious myself. I just wanted to see if it's a Warsaw. I heard something saw, and it was a location. I don't know where that is, so what else, spirit? I'm hearing manufacturing. Maybe some of you work in the manufacturing business. Okay, now I'm seeing like indigo blue, horizontal stripes with gold in between, like you know, those stripes. So, okay, ancient Egypt. Okay, because I saw what I saw with that right after I saw that pattern was those, when they put the pharaohs and the queens in the tombs or with the sarcophagus, they would have that headdress thing on the sarcophagus. So that may be significant. And with that, it's like, and I'll put down indigo blue. And that was, I think, a lot of that. When they used a lot of the lapis lazuli, but that's that indigo blue for the third eye chakra. And gold, also is a great conductor of, energy, but also I'm getting like solar plexus with that gold. So third eye chakra and solar plexus. I'm seeing a brick building. I don't know what this is. It looks like it's in a city or a street or maybe downtown area. It could be a small town. And again, just take it as it resonates, but I'm seeing like a brick building, and what I'm just asking for more specifics because that could be anywhere. If there's anything significant with that. I heard flower shop. So again, this lavender was the first thing that I started with on my list because that's what I saw on my screen. Some of you maybe work with a flower shop or you own a flower shop. Again, take what resonates. But I feel like with that brick building, like I was getting flower shop with that. Again, I don't know. Take that what resonates. Some of you may see a lot of hummingbirds coming to your flower shop and you have flowers outside. I don't know why I'm pulled back to that. I know I said blue jay, but now I'm hearing Jay, the name Jay. Maybe significant for somebody. And James. I heard River. Why? I heard River Phoenix. Okay, that's an actor. Okay, I'm writing it down. Man, there could be multiple messages there. Phoenix obviously is about transformation, ego, death, rebirth cycles, death, endings, and new beginning cycles, right? But in River is like, to me, that's the flow, going through the flow of the transformation. That's powerful. So, river is that movement, constant movement of the river. And that, again, the water represents, I feel like, emotions, your inner world, the moon, and the motion, the constant motion of this change and this transition that you're going through. So I'm getting a message with this. So with the vision in my mind, I'm seeing of this river. What I'm seeing is, how the river's constantly moving, right? And sometimes with a lot of rainfall, all this, torrential downpours, the weather, the changing of the weather, which is could be symbolic of the changing of things in your life, things that happen in your life changes, but also it'll go through a raging current, right? And it'll sweep away stuff. It'll overflow that it'll sweep away stuff with it and bring it as it goes to flush it out, right? So again, I feel like that's a message for somebody that's what we're going through right now is sweeping away all the old versions of ourselves, all the old belief systems, all the old, well, some of this is trash that it could be picked up, along the river's edge or is being purified and swept away, right? Because we're going ascending higher towards our true self, our authentic self, our higher self. And okay, because I feel like there's more to that message coming through with the river and the phoenix. The transformation is wiping away the old to get, each cycle we go through an ending. Every time we go through an ending, it's clearing away and purifying and washing away old versions of ourselves, like the shedding of the skin of the snake. And I was getting a snake yesterday in that reading. And that shedding of the skin is representative of, death and rebirth, dying and peeling away an old version of yourself, right? Like a skin, like peeling skin. And that's symbolic to the river and phoenix. That's very interesting. I'm writing that down. What else, Spirit? Any other signs? A confirmation. Ankh may be significant. Ancient Egypt came up, so I'm gonna write that down. Ankh. Maybe you have an Ankh pendant or necklace. I just heard Nordstrom. Some of the most random things, but I've gotten people tell me that when I say this, I've had friends of mine tell me privately that when I say some of these weird words that come through, it'll resonate for some of them. So it'll be like a sign for them. But I just heard Pennywise. Okay, I've never watched that movie. I'm not into horror movies or anything like that. That just came through. So okay. But I also think, Pennywise could mean like maybe you're good with your money, okay? Because a lot of the abundance and finances is coming through right now too. Like your abundance is going to be coming in. But when I got that, I was like, oh, no, please. That's a creepy movie. I've only seen the previews, but I'm like, no, I'm not into stuff like that. I'm kind of sensitive to movies like that. Yeah, I'll have like nightmares and I don't want that. And I did just get saving with that. So some of you are being guided to work on your savings or be more wise with the spending of your money, more grounded with making those, because I think a lot of us have been like impulsive in the past with spending money when we do get it. Maybe we come from a lack mindset and we're being guided to into the abundance mindset. And so you're being guided to don't act frivolously with your funds when you get it, to be more about saving some money, learn how to save better or spend better. There's something about that. Financial analyst. Maybe somebody's a financial analyst. Seeing a frog. I don't know if that'll be significant for somebody, a frog. Maybe look up the spiritual meaning of frog, or if you're seeing frogs, like all of a sudden, color green is coming through. I just heard labyrinth. I don't know why. What's coming to my mind is that David Bowie movie, Labyrinth. Maybe some of you are David Bowie fans. I'll write down David Bowie. But labyrinth, I don't know. I feel like there's something with that. I feel like there's something with the labyrinth as a symbolic meaning. When we're thinking about a labyrinth, we're trying to find our way, right? And it's like we go down different paths and then we get stopped. Like there's like a dead end, or it puts you in loops and circles. And I feel like a lot of people have been going through that, like in their life. Maybe they feel like they're going in circles, repeating patterns, or they're trying to find their way, their true north. They're trying to find where they need to go, like the right path for them. And it's like they feel like they're just wandering through a labyrinth and coming up against these dead ends and these going in circles, and they're just, I don't know, frustrated maybe. So that may mean something for somebody. It's a path. Okay. They represent a path of spiritual transformation. Wow. Again, a lot of this transformation we're going through. It symbolizes the spiritual journey of life, guiding self-discovery, personal growth, and connection to the divine. That's what we're all being guided to do right now, is connect with our inner selves and the divine within us, right? Build that relationship with yourself and that trust in your intuition and in yourself and in your abilities and who you are authentically on a soul level. You're looking for that path. It says, unlike a maze which has dead ends, a labyrinth has a single unbroken path leading to the center, symbolizes a journey towards the core of one's being or the divine within us. I just got goosebumps. Oh my goodness, a lot. Each twist and turn reflects life's challenges, uncertainties, and the process of personal growth, teaching patience, mindfulness, and perseverance. A lot of that resilience and perseverance is coming through. Walking a labyrinth is often used as a meditative or prayerful practice. The journey inward allows individuals to release distractions and mental clutter, pause at the center for reflection or divine guidance, and return outward with insight and clarity. Oh, okay, so that's the introspection process right there. It encourages introspection, helping one confront fears, hopes, and dreams while fostering self-awareness and authenticity. You're being guided to go within. Take this, and that's been coming out a lot, the hermit mode for a lot of you, you're going through that, and you're going through that inner journey right now, looking for those answers internally, inside you, instead of outside you, through outside sources. Interesting. So, oh my goodness, I just happened to saw this, right? I was going to clear this out. It says labyrinths have often been used thousands of years across cultures, from ancient Egypt temples. Hello. What was I just channeling through? That's crazy. And Greek mythology. Oh my goodness, that came through yesterday. The Greek thing. They have consistently symbolized a journey toward enlightenment, spiritual insight, and connection with higher powers, reflecting the universal human quest for meaning and wholeness. Holy moly. I love this signs of confirmation from the Spirit. Thank you so much, Spirit, for that. All right. So I'm going to move forward here. We're already getting on in the message here. Any other signs of synchronicities for this collective, for this reading, Spirit? Chrysanthemum just came through. Maybe look up the spiritual significance of that flower. I don't even know if I'm going to spell it right. I'm going to try. What else, Spirit? I don't know why I just heard Dodge Factory. I did get manufacturing a little bit ago, but that was very specific. Dodge Factory. So maybe somebody watching this message, or somebody that works in that Dodge factory, like making Dodge vehicles or parts or something. I'm seeing a bob white in my mind's eye. Maybe look up the spiritual meaning of a bob white. That's a type of fowl. If you're not aware of what that is, some of you out there. It's like it has that little whistle to it, and it's typically found in the Midwest states the most. I feel like a lot more. Okay, anything else? And quail. That's another thing coming through, quail. But, bobwhite is of the quail fowls, basically of that family. I just heard surrender. So I'm being guided to bring back up that maybe somebody didn't see it, okay, or somebody else needs to see it. Excuse me. Last night, when I finished my channel message that posted Sunday morning at 7:11 Central Time, there was a song that came through for somebody. and I was guided to post that as a community post on my YouTube page, and it was You're the Inspiration by Chicago. So I'm going to write that down here. Maybe there's a message in those lyrics because I posted the lyrics and like a link to the video, the music video. Maybe there's a message in there for you. Maybe you're inspiring somebody in your life to make changes in their own life, right? You're leading by example, maybe because you set boundaries for somebody or they're watching you grow and ascend. Maybe you're in the public eye and you're ascending and you're growing in your business, you're growing in your personal life, and they're watching you and observing you quietly, and you're giving them inspiration to make changes in their life. And that's, I feel like, what a lot of us are doing right now with these change and these transformation that we're all going through. We're inspiring others to make those changes. It's like a wave, the consciousness. In the consciousness, it's like a wave that we're sending through energetically. You know, like humanity as a whole, the consciousness to wake people up, inspire them to make these changes, needed changes in their life, to find more purpose and connect with their true self, be more authentic with people and themselves. Like, look at what they're really doing in their life and if that has meaning for them anymore, and question what their belief systems and things. We're inspiring others to do this work too, and make these changes within themselves, because that's what we're guided to do right now. And we're assisting the collective with doing that. Those of you who are watching me that are doing something similar to what I'm doing, you're helping humanity. You're needed. You are helping. Okay. Even if you don't feel like you're helping, what you don't feel like you have a lot to offer. That came out yesterday too. Like, what do I have to offer? You have plenty to offer. Your uniqueness, your unique energetic signature in your own personal transformation journey is inspiring others alone. Okay. Your energeticness of ascending and inspiring others and pulling them up, enlightening them and waking them up. So yes, you are making a difference. If you needed to hear that again, you're being told that you are making a difference. I'm going to write that down. Sometimes we don't realize how little acts, even if you're not on a public platform, right? I'm being shown this to say this. So sometimes we don't realize how small little acts of whatever it is, love, unconditional love for somebody by maybe paying for somebody's groceries on a whim, or, helping somebody out when needed, when you're in public, like you're helping somebody out or you're giving them a compliment. You don't realize how much that may help somebody, right? That may really be needed at that time. So even if you aren't on a public platform, whatever you're doing, and if you're questioning whether or not what your little things that you're doing here and there to help people are helping, you are helping. You're being told as a sign of confirmation, this message is coming through for you. If you have been doing this, that what you are doing is making a difference, whether you see it or not. Even if you don't see it, it's the subcurrents. It's like the unseen. And I'm seeing the moon. I don't know why. I'm just seeing moon. Like, it's like almost like a subconscious thing. You're shifting people. You're assisting them in some way. Whatever little bit that you're doing, you are helping people in some way. Okay. So don't question that. Sometimes I feel like people want to do this, feel like they have to do this grand gesture or this big plan and be out in the public or whatever to make a difference in society. And sometimes it's the small, subtle things that people do behind the scenes that also make big differences in society. Okay. Like, grassroots organizations or things like that, those little things that really mean a lot to you, that you're passionate about, that bring hope and help, insistence to nature, telling them a kind word, something. I don't know why, but that's coming through for somebody. I feel like somebody's just been feeling down, like they want to make a difference, but they don't feel like they are. And maybe they're not in the public eye, but just trust that, you are making a difference in some way. You're making a difference. Just continue being you, showing love and unconditional love for yourself and for others. And, that can also be tough too with, showing that unconditional, you need to love yourself more also to create boundaries with other people. And sometimes that will wake people up too, right there. By doing that will wake people up. It may piss them off initially, but sometimes they'll come back to you later and be like, you were in the right. Had you not done that, I wouldn't have seen my toxic habits, or I wouldn't have, thought twice about what I was doing and continue to do it to others and hurt others. And a lot of times people don't realize that they're hurting other people by being a certain way. So it doesn't matter. Even if you're creating boundaries, that's helping people. Okay. Because I feel like some people feel guilty for doing that for their, for their own highest good. And they feel guilty for doing that and they may hurt other people, but really you're doing them help. You're assisting them in some way, okay? Spirit, this is a very interesting reading. I don't know why. This I just feel is interesting. I'm gonna go to my little deck here, the ones I created, and see what comes out. Move this over here. Over here. I have a lot of room here, so I'm trying to shift some things around, make room. I need a little bit of drink of water. A little bit of ice cube. I forget I got this mic right in front of me. Whoa, one just fell right out at the beginning. Two of them. Black tourmaline. So you may be guided to work with black tourmaline right now to assist in grounding and protection. For your finances. Look at that. This finances was coming through. Some of you being asked to balance and ground those finances and that spending. That's your root chakra. That's your stability, your financial stability. Okay. So that's coming through for somebody. You may be guided to work with that. Absorbs negative energy too. So if you're, around negative people and negative environment and you maybe cannot remove yourself at this moment, that would be a good stone to get to assist with absorbing some of that negativity. Also negative belief patterns I'm getting for somebody. So, take it as a resonance. Look at this. Two stones came out back to back. This is the other card that came out, opalite. So emotional healing, spiritual growth, enhances communication, throat, third eye, and crown chakras, self-expression, inner peace. So you may be guided to work with that stone as well. Okay, what else, Spirit, do you have? I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled this deck. This is the ones I created. Spirit, what else do they need to know for the highest and greatest good out of this deck? Please and thank you. Stephen, I got a name, Stephen. I'll write that down. Spirit, what other messages do you have out of this deck? Wow. Okay. Shift your perspective. That's those negative thought patterns that I was getting. Shift how you're looking at things. You're being asked to shift how you're looking at things, okay? Okay. Shift your perspective. 555 change. That's all that transformation energy. A lot of us are going for those changes at this time. That's what we're going through. Here, get a good shot of that. All right. Lots of changes. Freedom, adventure, personal growth. Yes, that personal growth is big, big, big right now. And freedom, gaining your freedom from something, okay? Spirit, what else does the collective need to know at this time? Archangel Jophiel, Jophiel, beauty and wisdom, art, creativity, divine truth. So Archangel Jophiel may be working with you at this time. Beauty and wisdom. I just heard inner beauty too. Maybe you don't feel like you're a beautiful person in and out. I'm gonna shuffle real quick. What else, Spirit? What are the messages does the collective need to know at this time? Please and thank you out of this deck. State records, I just heard. I don't know if somebody works with state records. I'll write that down. And I heard Rob. I just heard the name Rob, R-O-B. What else being guided to do? What are the messages does the collective need at this time? I feel like something was going to come out and must have felt it before it was happening. Practice more gratitude. That came out yesterday. So, and that's come out the last few days. Practice more gratitude. You're being guided to practice more gratitude daily, like throughout the day. Keep that vibration high, okay? That will assist you and that will help shift. We got two of them right here flipped over. And that will assist in your shift, okay, of your mindset and attracting abundance in your life, okay, and peace. And, more not just abundance, but more happiness in your life, fulfillment, okay? Amethyst, this came out yesterday too. So you may be guided to work with amethyst at this time, third eye and crown chakras. Mental clarity, tranquility, enhances intuition, spiritual awareness. Take baby steps, take it slow also came out. So for this new beginning, take baby steps, take your time, work step by step as you're guided to, okay? Don't pressure yourself. Don't put too much on yourself. Have that balance of work life, okay? Don't overwork yourself. Listen to your body and your intuition about when you need a rest and when you need to spend time with others and when you don't, okay? A lot of you are in hermit mode right now, going through another, healing and transformation right now. And a lot of times you need to rest when you're going through that, okay? There's a lot of things coming up to the surface to be let go of, okay? And that could be emotionally overwhelming and that could be mentally and energetically overwhelming at times. Can we start all over and try again? So somebody connected with you may have cut off in the past is asking this, okay? Maybe they want a fresh start with you and they want to come in and communicate. That's been coming out a lot lately too. So what else, Spirit, do you need to know at this time for their highest and greatest good? Please and thank you. Archangel Gabriel, that's communication right there. So you've probably got incoming communication from somebody who wants to start all over. It's been coming out. Communication, divine revelation, truth, bringer of vital messages regarding major shifts in destiny. Some of you have destined partnerships, maybe a love connection or a partnership that's coming in. And you're getting messages about that is what I'm getting with that. Archangel Gabriel has been bringing you messages of this incoming partnership for you. Ooh, on your destined path. Ooh. Some of you are destined to work with somebody in your destined path. I just got goosebumps. Selenite, you maybe got into this, came out a lot lately too. Selenite is a good clearing stone. It's for purifies and cleanses and energy and other stones, mental clarity, crown chakra again, and spiritual connection. With, that's that, your crown chakra is your connectedness to all living things in the universe and the divine. Okay. So you don't feel alone. So some of you, if you're feeling alone, work on that, clearing that crown chakra. Okay. Work with selenite, work with other stones that help the crown chakra. Okay. Because you need to build that connection with the higher realms and all living things, that connectedness that we all have. Okay. Spirit, thank you so much for these messages. What other messages do you have for the collective at this time out of this deck? Okay, these two. Pay attention to your dreams. So some of you are getting signs in your dreams of something that you need to look at. Maybe there's messages in your dreams. Dream journal, okay? And then go look up the things in your dreams. I have discovered so many interesting things for me and my friends when they said they had a recurring dream. And I was like, there's a message there. Your soul's trying to tell you something, or the divine's trying to tell you something there. When we looked it up together, it was like, whoa. Like it was absolutely something that this person had been going through for a while. And it's like once they realized that, I guess they did whatever they needed to do and they quit having that recurrent dream. So some of you may need to look at your dreams and maybe, go internally and ask for clarity on what that means. Twin flame came out. So some of you may resonate as being on a twin flame journey to assist collective consciousness and the ascension process right now and waking up. And you may have that divine partner come back in, and you may have a destined partnership to work with them. Again, take it as it resonates. If you don't feel it resonates for you, then don't take it. It could be for another twin flame person. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit. What other signs of confirmation do you have for the collective at this time? Yes, and thank you. Okay, solar plexus chakra. This has been coming out a lot lately. So a lot of you are working on clearing those solar plexus chakra blockages of not feeling good enough and having lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem. You don't, feel worthy. And this is your key to moving fully in your life purpose right now. It doesn't matter if you're divine feminine, divine masculine. You're both working on this right now. You're both healing this. I think divine feminine's on a higher level working on this towards moving more in their life purpose and trusting their instincts more. Personal power, self-esteem, willpower, digestion, yellow, and fire. So maybe you're guided to work with the yellow stones like citrine or wear yellow more often. Maybe you're just pulled to wear yellow all of a sudden. Ending a karmic cycle or life lesson cycle. So that's what a lot of us are going through right now. And that's the sign of confirmation that a lot of us are going through a painful ending in a transition in our life and a new beginning. And we're looking for guidance. Some of us, I think the divine masculines as well, are looking for guidance of what they need to do now. They're maybe ending marriages, relationships, jobs, businesses, whatever is like crumbling, and they're looking for clarity. I miss you badly. So someone you're not connected with right now, it could be a twin flame you're in separation from, misses you very badly. They miss your friendship. They miss talking to you. They miss your energy. They miss just being around you. It's intoxicating. It just came through. You're being watched, observed. Again, more signs of confirmation of this. Maybe twin flame person you're in separation from is watching you from afar and they're not saying anything, okay? You're being the inspiration. That's that song. You are the inspiration. You're inspiring somebody you're in no contact with in their growth. You're inspiring them to take these actions and make changes in their life and growth, okay? Someone watching from afar. So you're being watched by somebody and observed, and you're helping them on their journey. Just so you know, if you were looking for confirmation, thank you, Spirit. That was confirmation what I was getting earlier. And you were right, spot on. Your intuition was spot on about this person. That maybe you felt like that you felt like you were being watched by them, that they were watching, and you were asking Spirit for a sign of confirmation that I feel like they're watching me. Can you give me a sign, Spirit? And that's probably could be your sign of confirmation. That card right there, you're spot on. Also about any hidden feelings there that person held for you. Okay. So I have a story about these two cards. These two. You may be seeing twos because that's like the third two set cards that came out. That's threes. You may be seeing threes or twos or 23. Okay. Take it as it resonates. Okay. Like 1, 2, 3, 11, 23, whatever. 23 sometimes just the number synchronicity I see. So there's a message behind this. It says, we are guiding you, right? So there's a little story behind this because this was an accident. Okay, but I don't believe in accidents. For me, it was an accident. When I was creating this newer set of cards I just did the previous weekend, I created about 30 or 50 more to go in this deck. Cardinals. There was no coincidence that I had no idea that this was on the other side of that. It was mixed in a deck, I think of a stack. I thought I was pulling from the stack that were blanks, and this was on the other side, face down. So I thought, this side was blank. So I thought it was in the stack of blanks. So I went and pulled it and just started writing cardinals on it. And we are guiding you. That's your passed on loved ones. So again, this came out yesterday. That's passed on loved ones are guiding you, and you're using cardinals, and that came out in the message today, cardinal flower. That, you have passed on loved ones that are assisting you on this journey of, reconnecting. Maybe it's with this twin flame journey. Maybe it's with your personal journey. And if you've been asking for signs of synchronicities that this past loved one is helping you, then this is your sign of confirmation. They're assisting you on this journey right now of, this transformation you're going through, and going into your life purpose and bringing in this love, this new love in your life, and this partnership. Okay. And this new beginning. Thank you so much, Spirit, for signs. And they're with you. A lot of them with you for a while. Chaos, chaotic energy. That's what we're guided to ground right now. You're going to be going through a lot of chaos with these changes that you've probably been going through chaos and feeling that, I'm picking up on it. When I first started channeling, it was like all of a sudden this chaos, like, blah, blah, I was like going like 90 miles an hour, I felt like. And I had to take a couple breaths to calm down and reground myself. So I feel like I'm picking up on that chaos energy. There's a lot of shifts and changes. That came out yesterday too in one of the oracle cards. Things are going to start moving really fast for you. You may have already started seeing that in your life, how things are starting to shift fast, opportunities coming in real fast. You got to make decisions. Again, use your intuition. Don't make anything impulsive. Remember, that's that Neptune. Yes, we are to take action, but not impulsively. Check in with yourself, go into prayer and meditation, and check in with yourself and give it a little bit of time to make a decision about something. You may not have a lot of time to make a decision about an opportunity, but again, don't do it impulsively, okay? And look at the fine print. If there's a contract involved, that's something I'm guided to say there too. Don't impulsively just sign a contract. Look at the fine print. We are in Mercury retrograde. I just remembered that. So yes, that's another sign of confirmation. This is a message coming through for you from your guides, okay? Look at the fine print. Don't sign any contracts right now when we're in Mercury retrograde, because that will mess up something there, okay? That's a known thing. So we just started Mercury retrograde, I think, at the end of June or the beginning of this month. I think it was at the end of June on the 30th, I think. So don't sign any contracts without looking at the fine print. In fact, they don't even suggest you sign a contract during my Mercury retrograde, plus or minus, I think, 5 days of that, beginning and ending. So just be mindful of that, okay? All right. Empress energy. I swear, you guys, I've shuffled again and again. Okay, Empress energy, this again coming out. You're in your feminine receptive mode. You're beginning to stay in that receptive mode, creating as well, creating for yourself, using that sacral energy to create. So again, and dragons came out again. This came out yesterday too. So I think a lot of you are connecting maybe in the same messages, and you're getting these same synchronicities and signs of confirmation. If you feel like you've got dragons assisting you, that animal totem, it's embrace courage, supreme transformation, immense inner strength, and primordial power. Guardians of hidden wisdom and bringers of good fortune. You do have good fortune coming in, it appears, so keep on moving forward, okay? Focusing on yourself. Don't be thinking about divine masculine. Don't be thinking about him. He's peacocking his energy lately. He's pulling on your energy. Redirect right back to yourself, because I promise you those temptations will be there, but you're just guided to, again, this one time it was three cards. 333. If that's not a sign of confirmation, I don't know what is. Thank you, Spirit. 3 cards fell out at 333. Thank you, Spirit. I just have to laugh because it's so, to me, it's like magical when stuff like that happens, and I think it's awesome. Collaboration, again, honest communication. Somebody's being guided, not just for you, Divine Feminine, you're being guided to have honest communication, not just with yourself, but with others, okay? Maybe that's part of your life purpose is communicating, but collaborate, pursue projects, that creation energy, okay? The Empress creation energy in the sacral chakra. Continue moving forward and creating these projects. Focus on yourself, okay? Focus on your awakening and your journey and your healing, and that will help ground the energy tide that you have. If you're into twin flame dynamic, it'll help ground it, okay? And bring it into the physical. When you shift your focus from off of Divine Masculine and what he's doing and tarot readings or whatever, and put it right back on yourself, just constantly redirect yourself. If you catch yourself pulled to something like that, instantly shut it down, go right back to focusing on yourself, do whatever it is that make you happy, go take a hot bath, do some prayer, whatever you need to do, right? Follow your intuition, but show yourself some self-love in some way. And then move forward on creations when you feel guided to. That's what you're guided to do right now. Spiritual awakening, divine protection, alignment, honest, open communication, and emotional balance. So yeah, that's that chaotic energy I'm getting. Like some of us are in, need to get that balance, that groundedness back, okay? From all this chaos energy going on around you. Detach, emotional detachment. Need to detach emotionally from the divine masculine and the outcome. Divine masculine that came out yesterday is that was something that triggered you, was his emotional detachment. Sacral chakra, creativity. I just said that this whole reading again. Sacral chakra, creativity, emotional flow, sensuality, pleasure, water element, and orange. Water rules emotions, right? So if you're having emotional blockages of speaking your truth and communicate your emotions to somebody, that is also a sacral blockage, okay? It's not just a throat chakra for divine masculines of speaking that communication to divine feminine. It's also a blockage in the sacral for divine masculine. He needs to work on that and ground that energy, okay? He might be open that lust and that passion for you, divine feminine, maybe fantasizing too much and self-pleasuring, but he's got to ground that energy, and you may be feeling that too, those waves of that came out yesterday. But again, that's the emotional, be able to ebb and flow like the ocean, and the waves through the emotions as they come and go, and surrender to that and allow it to come out, allow it to flow. That is that flow state, flow out through creative projects, creative outlets. Smoky quartz, you may be guided to work with smoky quartz at this time. Grounding and protection. Again, grounding and protection. That's a lot coming out. Grounding and protection. Neutralizes negative energy. Some of you have very negative environments, or you have negative mind thoughts, or you're reeling in chaos, like overthinking and overstimulated. I'm seeing, like, I don't know, the sacral and the root chakra, but I feel like it's also heart. I just feel like there's a lot of instability and chaotic energy, like whirling around like a whirlwind, and you're being guided to ground again. Grounding and protection neutralizes negative energy, relieves stress, promotes emotional stability in root chakra. Again, root chakra. And that money, there's no coincidence that money and the finances and the stability of how to spend those finances was coming through so heavily, earlier. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else out of this deck? Okay, 2 more again. The 2 and the 3. Okay, I think that's it for that deck. So let's see what come out. Silver white hair may be significant. Maybe you or somebody else has silver or white hair. Emperor energy. So boom. It's a couple messages with this. So divine feminine, when you're taking actions and moving forward for your stability, like you're managing your finances better and you're taking actions and you're in builder mode. I'm here in builder mode. It's also like an emperor and empress. I feel like you're balancing your divine feminine, divine masculine. You're in empress and emperor energy, ebbing and flowing. Okay. You're being guided to, right? So that is perfect. That's where you need to be. You need to match those. That's your inner union you need to come into before divine masculine comes in. Getting that balance of the emperor and the empress, okay? Taking action and then back in receiving mode and creation. Taking action for your stability and your finances, your foundation, and then sit back and believe and faith and receive, okay? So you're learning how to ebb and flow with that energy, and you're learning how to come into that inner balance. So that's perfect. That's what you need to do. But also, this is going to represent your emperor, twin flame, maybe, if that's what you're feeling resonating with, to come into and whoever it is, if you're not a twin flame, an emperor is just an energy, okay, of masculine energy coming in. So also that you may have somebody come in your life as an emperor energy, to assist you with your path, maybe help create that foundation financially of stability where you can follow your creative pursuits, okay? However it resonates, but that's something that is maybe, resonating for you as somebody may be coming in. This is how you're being guided to balance these energies within yourself, is what's going to bring that person in, okay, to assist. That may be destined. Emperor, order, stability, authority, structure, fatherly protection, Aries energy. You may be an Aries, okay, or have that prominent in your chart, but also Aries energy. That's the action and that fire, okay? Strategic thinking, leadership, and discipline to establish firm foundations. Again, that's your foundation, okay? A lot of that grounded, that root chakra, you're being guided to ground and work on that stability in the finances, okay? So anything else? Is that it? Okay. All right. I'm going to pull some of these Spirit Animal Oracle. Let me just shuffle a couple times here real quick. Again, I should say shuffle again. I tried to pre-shuffle these before. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. And threes. I'm feeling threes again. Okay. Oh, look what this came out. Black Bear in Play. This is what came out the other day. Was that yesterday, the day before? Those same two came out. So again, I think there's same people maybe watching these messages and resonating for this. So more signs of confirmation. I just think it's funny when okay, I have to share this. Another wolf. Wolf may be a protector for you. Okay. Or you're in lone wolf energy right now. You feel like a lone wolf. Alone. Again, that came out again. Alone. Okay. I think it was it was my Akashic Truth Oracle deck before I started recording. Wolf came out in that one. So that's a sign for somebody. And I forgot to write that down, but that was a sign that came out. So the wolves may be significant. Okay. A guardian spirit again came out. That was on the other side when I separate. That's crazy after I shuffled. So man, somebody's got a black bear guardian energy around you. Okay. Or animal totem or something. Very heavy. Okay. Anything. That's that peacock energy. And the Leo energy. Look, I separated it and it's that Leo. Maybe important, that Leo energy. The sun. Finding your happiness. Okay. So this came out. And then that peacock energy from Divine Masculine, maybe pulling on your energy to think about him, ruminate on him. You're just directed and guided to go right back to focusing right on yourself, okay, and your creations and your self-love, doing something that makes you happy and makes you feel grounded, okay? Higher calling. So another sign, confirmation for somebody. A lot of you are being called to a higher purpose, okay, for the collective. You have within you all the courage you need. There's that courage again. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and I just got goosebumps. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Lion. And I got that yesterday. I was getting that lion energy. And I think I said that at the end of the reading. And again, the peacock. Okay. You may resonate with the peacock feathers or something. You may like those. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility and avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life and more good things will come. That gratefulness again is coming out, and that came out again, that gratefulness. So anyway, just it's another sign confirmation. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance, vibrancy. Okay. Mystic was right there. Mystic came out. Maybe polar bears. Another bear. I just realized that. Another bear. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest. That's I just said that, didn't I? Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. That came out yesterday. Oh, I got goosebumps again. That shaman card came out yesterday, remember? So some of you are shamans and you're being, told again that, you are a shaman. Believe in your abilities, okay? Grace. You may resonate with swans. Look at that. The duality. This twin flame energy right there. The yin yang. Okay. That's the duality, that Gemini twin flame. You may resonate, have Gemini in your chart also. You who glide across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. And swans mate for life. Okay. Help me transform. Again, somebody's being guided to transform. You're an inspiration for somebody else to transform. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. So grace. Grace has been coming out a lot. Like that word has been coming out a lot. Y'all, I can't make this stuff up. These are the other two cards on both sides when I did that split, right behind the other ones. Intuitive and action. Taking action and use your intuition. Okay. Man, I don't know if you resonate with loons. Look at that. A lot of that sacral chakra and solar plexus chakra colors right there. And that black and white again. The duality. Okay. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Merge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Again, it's that resting energy and that hermit mode energy. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Passed on loved ones message, you are loved. Action. Again, more self-confidence. Look at that. Sacral and orange and the red and the root chakra. So orange, red, and yellow. Again. Okay. That's just those lower three chakras. If Divine Feminine, you're working on those right now, stabilizing that. And Divine Masculine, and you're also working on, trusting your intuition and growing those abilities, developing them more on another level. But Divine Masculine is working through the upper three, and you're stabilizing the lower three, okay? You're stabilizing your finances. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land in the pinnacle. I just heard pentacles though. I don't know why pinnacle, but in my mind I was going to pentacles, okay? Which in the tarot is like, I feel like your finances, money. It's what I forget. With this message, your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. So take action on that, okay? All right. So, anything else, Spirit? Anything else they need at this time? I'm gonna do Akashic Truth. Man, my face is on fire. I'm just like, I think it's that sacral energy. It's like fire and chaos. That's what I feel like. Spinning up in here. Woo! It's coming through big time. Thank you, Spirit. Again, horses. Two horse cards came out yesterday's reading on Sunday. The one I posted for Sunday morning. In that last reading, two horse cards came out of this same deck. Isn't that crazy? So horses are significant. Okay. Walk away. A lot of you are walking away from things. Okay. And even past ways of thinking. Okay. And feeling and walking away from others or negative situations or whatever. You're wasting your precious energy on something that will not bear fruit. It's time to turn your attention to things more aligned to your soul's purpose. I just got a message for somebody. If you have been over-focused on Divine Masculine, that's also a reminder to pull your attention away from him, okay, and focus on yourself. Walk away from the energy of ruminating on him, okay? That's just another message that came through for somebody, okay? Again, I'm just the messenger. Another butterfly. Look, and this one is blue and gold and yellow. So it's like orange. Again, throat chakra, sacral, and solar plexus. Reward and recognition. Congratulations. Your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. Acknowledge your efforts and own your power. Own your power. Thank you, Spirit. Any other signs of confirmation? I'm getting like weird throat chakra, like right now. So that came on me all of a sudden. So that's somebody, I feel like I'm tapping into somebody's energy that like this wheezing and stuff. I don't wheeze like that. You hear that? Like it's weird. I just started doing that. So I feel like that's somebody's energy I'm tapping into that's feeling, guided to say something, to communicate. You need to communicate. You're being pushed to communicate. Somebody is. Whether it's you or somebody else in your energy, could be Divine Masculine being guided to communicate with you, okay? To share a truth with you, to, try to heal a relationship or a wound that he might have created with a Divine Feminine. Be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Divine Feminine. Let me tell you what, you're getting sign after sign to quit focusing on other things in this chaos energy. I think a lot of it's being focused on Divine Masculine, what he's doing. Focus on yourself. Be careful where you're focusing your energy is what this is saying. Be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within you to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. We've got you. This is Message Spirit Oracle, messages from Spirit. We've got you. You've got support in the higher realms, okay? And your guides and your passed on loved ones are there to assist you too and support you, okay? So they're all there. They're wanting you, they want to assist you in working towards this new beginning and believing in yourself, using your intuitive abilities to help others, okay? Move into your life purpose. These are signs for you. Thank you, Spirit. Look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. I think this came out in yesterday's too. So again, it's that lack of self-worth, like the solar plexus again. That's a lot of us are being guided to work on that, believing in yourself and in your abilities and that you can make abundance for yourself, doing what you love, doing your spiritual business. So I hope this helps some people out there. Thank you for supporting me. That's why I do these. Please like, comment, subscribe as you're guided. I'm appreciative for all your love and support on this channel, and I hope to catch you in a future message, a future recording, and I hope this assists you again. I would love to hear if it did. And if you don't feel like you want to share publicly about your story or have this resonated for you, maybe you feel guided to want to share it privately, my email should be in the description box. etherealpathways144@gmail.com, but it's in the description box on this video. So thank you so much again, and I hope this helped you, and I leave you in love and light. Thanks. Bye.